It's a Tuesday morning. Plus Sports and Plus TV Africa. You have no idea what goes on behind the scene before these programs come up. My name is Wale Scott. Welcome on the show, Mukhail. Tinubu, good morning. I should be having Wale Adekoya, we call him Prof, on the show. He's the tennis go-to guy most times. So we'll talk about tennis and the crashing of Tsisipas. I was telling Omotola yesterday that there is no way Djokovic will not come back. He lost the first set, and Omotola was like, Djokovic has, that was yesterday. Omotola was like, this is the end of Djokovic. He has lost this game, and I was like, he will always come back. First game, Wimbledon, never. He came back.
It proved to be a very interesting watch to see Tsisipas ahead for so long to be...
No, it wasn't Tsisipas, it was Djokovic against some guy again. But we were watching the match together, and she was like, Djokovic has lost the first set. He will lose this one. And I said he was going to come back. I said he was definitely going to come back. And he did come back, and he won. Okay, well, let's go to other things. We'll go back to Djokovic and Tsisipas later. Now, Nigerian basketball coaches and players have hailed former the Tigress star, Ime Udoka, after he was appointed the 18th coach of the NBA side, Boston Celtics. The appointment, which was confirmed on Monday by the 17-time NBA champions, was received with celebration by basketball lovers in the country. Udoka, a 7-year NBA veteran, represented Nigeria at the 2005 and 2011 Afro-Basket in Algeria and Madagascar, winning bronze medals on both occasions. 43-year-old spent 9 years as assistant coach at 3 NBA teams: San Antonio Spurs, Philadelphia 76ers, and the Brooklyn Nets. He won the NBA as an assistant coach in 2004 with the Spurs. Now, I want to say kudos to a basketballer, Olumide Oyedeji and Ime Udoka. They went to America to go and tell Nigerian boys who are there, listen, you can't make the dream team. Come, you are a Nigerian. Come back to Nigeria. And then we are number 1 in Africa today, male and female in basketball. Now, Ime Udoka has been called to become the Boston Celtics coach in the NBA. These guys are 11-time champions of the NBA. This is a plus for us. And now we can use his position to get more Nigerian basketballers to come play for us. So I think we'll stay number 1 for a while.
It's a tremendous leap from where we were a decade ago.
Yeah, in basketball.
Yes. We've invested wisely, and more importantly, interest in basketball has grown in the country. And you've seen that translate from secondary school basketballers going all the way to the NBA, and even those already established over there deciding to come home to represent Nigeria. So I think he sets a really good example that this country needs if it's going to continue to develop and move the sports of basketball forward. I don't know if as you say, his position will help us get more basketballers, but I hope it does. I hope it inspires at least.
I know for one that the male team, the Tigers, and the female team, the Tigress, have people who have, their coaches have pedigree in the NBA. And that's been able to bring people to us. Now, if a Nigerian with a Nigerian name actually becomes a coach of a club there, of course that will be a plus for us.
Yes, I mean, aside from the goodwill, the being able to point at him and say, yes,
he's a Nigerian.
He's one of us and he's doing it big at the top level. Aside from that, the level of pedigree, I think for more importantly, the level of pedigree of coaches, Nigerian coaches that will gain experience in the NBA and bring some of that wealth of experience to the African League is important, to say the least. We can't underestimate just how much of an impact it will continue to have on the development of basketball in the country.
I'm not a big fan of this guy, but I think Mukhail is. His name is Lionel Messi. He passed Javier Mascherano as Argentina's most capped international yesterday and scored twice as they beat Bolivia 4-1, set up a Copa America quarterfinal against Ecuador. Now, Messi was in fine form on his 148th appearance for Argentina. It was a sublime pass that set up Alejandro Gomez to volley home the opening goal after 5 minutes. Bolivia had lost their previous 11 Copa America matches, made life more difficult for themselves by repeatedly giving up possession in their own half. 148 appearances. He beats Javier Mascherano, who was 147, I guess, and Lionel Messi, the GOAT for Argentina.
Yes, this competition, I don't want to say the thing that many Argentinians are hoping for, that this might be Argentina's year, and maybe,
I'm hoping not, though.
And maybe Messi's greatest opportunity. But who knows? Anything can happen, and the competition has been going very well. Argentina, even though they struggled in the beginning with conceding, even Brazil are still, start-stop.
Yeah.
So really, the competition could still go anywhere. And I think it will very likely come down to the same two horses that it usually comes down to, Brazil and Argentina.
They call him El Matador. His name is Edison Cavani. His penalty sealed an easy 1-0 win for Uruguay against neighbors Paraguay at the Copa America on Monday, setting up a quarterfinal tie against Colombia. Despite the narrow scoreline, it was a dominant performance from Uruguay, who had the vast majority of chances, but struggled to break down Paraguay's stubborn defense. Uruguay were also lacking a bit of quality in front of goal and had to rely on Cavani's 21st minute spot kick for their win.
¡Vamos, señor! ¡Vamos! ¡Vamos! Junior, cabecea vos. Uno solo.
British number 1 Johanna Konta has been forced to withdraw from Wimbledon after a member of her team tested positive for COVID-19, the All England club said on Sunday. Now, Konta, who was seeded 27th, must undertake a 10-day quarantine period after being identified as close contact. She has not tested positive for COVID-19, Wimbledon is cancelled last year because of the pandemic, and this year's tournament is being held under strict COVID-19 protocols, with players in a biosecure bubble. Wale Adekoya, good morning.
Good morning, Wale Scott.
You are the tennis go-to guy. Johanna Konta, -1 or +1 without her in Wimbledon.
This is a trying time, and indeed, a unique moment in the world of the WTA, or global tennis, as it were. Talking about Konta, you will say that from the women angle, it's like everybody is scared to take the mantle in style. Somebody wins this slam, another wins another. And while Mama Serena, age and other factors, motherhood are coming in, it appears most of the ladies available, they prefer to do turn by turn Nigeria Limited. At this stage, it's always difficult to say who wins what. But then, one thing is certain, tennis appears to be more exciting, more unpredictable. And I think what we have globally, allow football, is a change of guard. The principalities, the household names, it has started with the women. But we should all be on the watch out for what will happen in the men folk as well.
Stay with us, Wale. Don't go anywhere yet. Mukhail, I'm coming to you on this one. England favorites. If Germany's game goes to shootout, penalty experts say. Penalty experts say England should be considered favorites if their Euro 2020 game with Germany goes down to penalties. An expert on sports kicks has said. Now, journalist Ben Lyton conducted 2 years of research for his 2004 book, 12 Yards. The Arts and 2014, now, Psychology of the Perfect Penalty Kick, interviewing psychologists, sports scientists, and athletes about the conditions behind some of the most memorable successes and failures in shootouts. The idea was inspired by Three Lions' successive defeats in tournament penalty showdowns, including 2 losses to the Diamantschärft, the Germans. This guy gives it to England if it goes to penalties against the Diamantschärft.
We've seen plenty of penalties between these two teams. And I don't know what it is. I think you said once that the Germans don't really consider England as rivals, but the English clearly consider the Germans as rivals. And when a team goes, no matter how poorly they're playing from one week to another, when your top rival comes to town, there's a level of professionalism that takes hold. And I think they want it more, and that wanting it more might result in a penalties shootout. And if it does, all bets are off. But England have had the edge in the last couple of penalty shootouts they've had with the Germans.
That's what the expert says. I don't know if I have his I don't know if I have his opinion yet there. If I do, let's take it. If I don't, the guy says, as far as it's concerned, if it's the Three Lions against the Diamantschärft and it goes to penalties, it's the Three Lions.
I just think England prepare a lot harder for penalties once they come up against the Germans. I think the pace of the game increases a bit because the way the Germans move the ball so quickly, there is a desire for you either have to go chasing them.
Well, Adekoya, if you ask my opinion, I've always believed that the Diamantschärft are more disciplined than the Three Lions, the English national team.
The any game, any day, anytime, anywhere that involves Germany and England is always beyond football. It's all about everything about nationhood. You will remember that the First World War, it was actually England, the English people who mobilized the rest of the world to make sure Germany, the Germans, did not have their way. We will go back to 1945 to 49, the Second World War led by Adolf Hitler. So the same England, France. There was even no USA, you know. And there's a way at every iconic moment, England has a way of challenging, checkmating, puncturing the ambitions of the Germans. Come to football, you will see that enmity, that rivalry is so fierce. Economically, the German economy has always been better all time than the English economy. And you wonder why Germany is not the queen or the lord of Europe. It has to be England. But now that England has gone with Brexit, Germany said, wow, finally we can have our way. Don't forget, it's amazing that Germany, with all their power, the might, they are not a member, the permanent member of the UN Security Council. You know, England is all around the corner making sure this does not happen. How can a country that caused the First and Second World Wars be a permanent member of the UN? So all of this, when there's a football match to be played, that is why the moment is always special. It is a beautiful moment to behold, because what you will be watching in 90 minutes or 120 minutes, what is called, is beyond football. It's a conglomeration of so many things: economy, politics, warfare, and stuff. But so the world should be watching out for the best of entertainment. From the blast of the whistle, it's going to be fight to finish. Believe me, what is called analysis, formation, they're not going to work. They don't work in this kind of a match. It is about the weak and who can outdo the other, you know, on the pitch. If it comes to penalty, definitely England is out. England is jinxed. In football, England is a jinxed nation. They will just have a way of bubbling it, messing it up, and losing it out.
Okay, Wale, Mukhail, he says as far as he's concerned, England is a jinxed nation when it comes to football. Yeah. And if it goes to penalties, they're out.
They are. Quote me.
That's his opinion.
I don't know about that. I think if you look at yesterday's match between Switzerland and France, the team that is considered less than the other, if they get to the penalties, it's like the forces of nature are behind them, because they must have pushed and defied the odds to the very last breath of it, that they forced a 50-50 chance situation, like the penalty shootout. And when that happens, I don't know what it is. There's just a history in football of the underdogs having gotten all the way there, winning it
like
at the
Greece.
end. Like Greece.
Kylian Mbappe. I do want to talk about it. I hope I've got this already. Murky skies and drizzle could not dampen the enthusiasm of spectators arriving on Monday for the start of the 134th Wimbledon Championships, which were cancelled last year because of the controversies pandemic. Now, fittingly for the eagerly awaited return of the tournament, Andy Murray will resume his role as flag bearer for the home nation, with the prime-time engagement later on centre court. But after last year's cancellation, and the first since the Second World War, excitement is brewing for a fourth night of grass court drama. Even if there are notable absentees, Spaniard Rafael Nadal, whose 2008 final win over Roger Federer is part of Wimbledon's folklore, is not playing. Neither is reigning world champion Simona Halep, nor Japan's four-times Grand Slam champion Naomi Osaka. Wale Adekoya, no Naomi Osaka, no Simona Halep, no Rafael Nadal. What's going to be sweet about this particular tournament, bro?
Well, let me tell you, empires will rise, empires will fall, superpowers will emerge, superpowers will collapse. In sport, superstars will come, then superstars will go. Nobody, the top position is not the surname of anybody or group. I'm watching the trend, and I mentioned in my opening speech this morning, what is called, that the women's tennis, after the dominance, it's going to be a bit difficult for you to have a reign, the likes of Serena Williams and the many Martina Konta, all the ladies that have come in the past. it's going to be difficult. See, excitement. What happens at semi-final Wimbledon, which, that is one WTA, somebody who wants to win. That's a slam. That's the truth. If you can't win any slam, win the Wimbledon because of the history, the physique, look at the dressing, the way they step out, and the history behind it is something else. Well, when the top guns are absent, superstars will come. We are watching the Euros. Now the world champion is out, the European champion is out. You will never know where it will go, and I agree the other time. So the same thing will happen. Yes, it's painful, but I tell you that era is becoming history. And definitely, nature happens like him. You watch out, Wimbledon will always live up to the expectations. We'll miss the big top guns, but then topper guns will emerge. Quote me today, what is called.
Now, Mukhail, Wale Adekoya said it all. Like you were saying to me before the program started, we're tired of the usual suspects, Novak Djokovic, Roger Federer. Maybe if we see a new face, a new name, that will bring a little, for us, Now Tsisipas is out already from his first game. No Simona Halep, no Naomi Osaka, no Rafael Nadal. Maybe a new name will make a difference.
History is made in the most trying times. And Wimbledon coming back from the first pause in scheduling since World War II, it means that we're going to be trying to do something that has never been done before. Organize Wimbledon in one of the most trying times, and with some notable names absent, it's clear opportunities for someone else to step in. But at the same time, I want to make mention that the likes of Nadal never came into the game as favorites at the beginning of their era. When they came in, they became household names through the sheer force of will that opportunities such as these afford true greats and they accomplish greatness. And we might be in line to see one or two special talents step up and demonstrate the pedigree that they are about to live up to.
Amen to that. Amen. Amen. Novak Djokovic's 19 Grand Slam titles have been built on precision ground strokes, elastic-limbed movement, and an iron will. But worryingly, for those hoping to snatch away his Wimbledon crown, he now has another weapon in his armory. 24-year-old serve has sometimes been overlooked when analyzing what makes Djokovic one of the all-time greats. But when he found himself in a spot of bother against a British teenager, Jack Draper, yesterday, it was the serve that carried him clear of danger in 4-6, 6-1, 6-2, 6-2 win.
Well, I think I've probably had one of the best serving performances that I can recall on any surface. I think I matched, someone told me that I matched the record that I had, whether it was earlier this year or last year in Australia, also 25 aces in 4 sets. So yeah, I could not be more pleased with the rhythm of my serve. And on grass, the quickest surface in our sport, it helps a lot getting a lot of free points on that first serve. But anyway, it was very good performance. I'm pleased with the second, third, and fourth set. The way I've played from back of the court. I started returning better as well in midway second set. So all in all, I'm satisfied. Why not? Why not? I mean, I'm not in the committee of Wimbledon, so I don't make those decisions, or the opinion. My opinion, of course, in terms of decision-making process doesn't matter much. But why not? Of course. I mean, that would be nice to see, and they deserve it. So, it would be. I will be in favor for it.
Well, Adekoya, like I said earlier, my colleague in the office, her name is Omotola, consistently taunted me yesterday, talking about he has lost the first set. He's going to lose. I want him to lose. And I told her, first match in Wimbledon, Djokovic will never lose. He'd rather die. He didn't lose. He came back. He came back. against a 19-year-old.
No, see, I think I understand where your friend may be coming from. These are diehard. Novak actually came to break our heart. He's a modern-day Judas of tennis. He came like one unserious element. He always joking when he shouldn't. When he came up, he never looked like somebody who will be talking about 19 slams and competing with these guys. But somehow, he broke the duopoly. And when you didn't know what was hitting you, he has gotten 19. So I know that the Nadal family and the FedEx himself, actually, he pushed me. I'm a Djokovic fan. I was doing FedEx all my life. But I saw a guy who means business, a child born in time of war. And he used disadvantage of his back. Never say die. So if anybody is expecting Novak, no joke, Djokovic to lose to that teenager who is, the guy will come and learn. And I tell you, if he's not going to win, definitely he won't go down that way. You should go and ask Nadal.
Okay, Wale, that always tickles my fancy when Djokovic fan says Novak, no joke, Djokovic. It just tickles my fan. I don't know. Okay, Francis Tiafoe dumped third seed Stefanos Tsisipas out of the Wimbledon's men's singles 6-4, 6-4, 6-3 as the Greek became the first big casualty on day one of the tournament. Now, Tsisipas, playing his first match since his French Open final defeat by Novak Djokovic on June 13th, also went out in the opening round on his last appearance as 7th seed in the grass court tournament in 2019. Wale Adekoya, I want to thank you very much for joining us this morning on the show. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. Wale, don't forget, I rep.
Yes, thank you very much.
Every day, anytime, everyone. Thank you so much. It's been my pleasure.
Yeah, Mukhail, Tsisipas. But quickly, we can't really say anything about it where bells is all over me right now. Okay, well, thank you very much for just on the show this morning.
Always a
pleasure.
Thank you.
Plus Sports on Plus TV Africa. Join us same time tomorrow, same station. Mukhail will be here to take you through the world of sports. My name is Wale Scott. Like I always advise you at the end of every show, if not for anything, at least for your heart, do some sports.